Let's just talk about how wrong we were last week. Let's get that started.
I told y'all it could happen though.
Yeah, yeah, you did. Is it bad that I like fully blame Kawhi? Like I
Yes.
don't have like an actual reason.
Yes.
It's just not enough, bro. Like I put all my marbles in
You
that basket.
you can't blame the one guy who had literally one bad game or one subpar game. Like you can't blame that. You gotta blame everybody else who was it Montrezl Harrell and
I mean,
Jason
Montrezl Harrell had 20 that game.
the last game.
Yeah, he was their leading scorer.
Ah, snap. Wait. Oh no. It was the game before. I was about to tell you, but
Oh,
they had 10 points combined.
okay.
Yeah, it
Well,
was the game before they had 10 points combined. But I mean, so Montrez did his thing. Paul George hit the side of the backboard. Uh, but like, is it bad that when you hit the side of the backboard at this point, people are like, it's just playoff P instead of being like, oh no, he shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, like we expect him to do things like that now, deep into the playoffs, but and have heartfelt locker room talks afterwards.
Oh,
Apparently,
he didn't apparently get clowned for it.
bro, like I would have rolled my eyes too. Like, dog, like you can't be talking to us like this, knowing that you were in a dark place. But as soon as you got one good game, you out of it. Like, don't talk to me about this, man. Like, you're supposed to be the second. You was like third in the MVP race like last year, year before. Like, don't talk to us about this. Like, you were the one not showing up. You know what I mean? But Lou Will. Like the game overall is just the Denver Nuggets were just not a good fit or matchup. They weren't a
Yeah.
good matchup. Jokic is really, really, really good. And Zubac can't guard him. And like Doc Rivers didn't make good enough adjustments. Like he just couldn't guard. Like he couldn't be guarded. You know what I mean? And it was just too many mismatches on their team. Michael Porter Jr. Essentially, why I came in so like last year. Do you remember last year when they were when like the narrative was like, oh, the Clippers like got like did well in the first round. It was like, oh, they're a bunch of dogs. Like they
Yeah.
gritty, they grinding, they grip your teeth, kind of whatever. But it turns out that that's not actually true. Like, but that is the true for the Nuggets. like even their like light skinned player Michael Porter Jr. is like talking real dirty and reckless on and press conferences. You know what I mean? Like they low key dogs. Like not even low key, they actually dogs. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Every team that has success or has been successful in the bubble has like dog like mentality players. Like the bubble, like like you can't be a player that gets hyped off the crowd and when you make a layup you run to the crowd and like cheer them on. That doesn't work here. Can you hoop or can you not hoop? Are you a dog or are you a not dog? Are you competitive or you're not competitive? And we're seeing from the Nuggets and we're seeing from the Heat. It's really seeing it from the Heat that that's like the winning formula of the bubble for sure. But at the end of the day, that whole like thought process kind of like gets thrown out the window when it comes to like any team LeBron James is on because like he's just too good. You know what I mean? Like generally he's like just too good and has that mindset, so he can like carry his team that doesn't actually have that complete mindset like other teams over the hump just because he's LeBron James, like what he does. But other teams need to have like Murray and Jokic have been like enough of that mindset up until this point, and then like the Heat have enough of that mindset more than the the Celtics, and the Celtics have like Marcus Smart and Jalen Brown and whatever, right? But then you got like Jason Tatum's not a dog. He too smooth to be a dog. You know what I mean? Like
Jalen Brown, he gritty.
Jalen Brown's gritty, and Marcus Smart's gritty. But then they're going up against a whole team of gritty. You know what I mean? Like, oh, do two versus a whole team is a big difference. But like but like you can't necessarily use that same argument for the Western Conference right now. You could up until this point, but you can't use it going forward because one of those people is LeBron James, and he like counteracts all formulas, I guess, just because like, he's the best player we will ever see. Like I wasn't watching Michael Jordan play. You know what I mean? Like he is the best player we have seen, and we more than likely will see. A person who's 6'8", doesn't get hurt, jumps as high as everybody else, runs as fast as anybody else. Like that's like a thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but like that's generally what I'm seeing right now in the bubble.
So like I felt like the thing with the Clippers, kind of like we're saying with like everyone who's left has dogs, like are willing to like fight and scrape for like their win or whatever. Like and the reason like last week I was saying I wasn't sure the Clippers would win is because like if they had that, it wouldn't have gotten to game 7. Like it shouldn't have gotten to game 7 because they were already up. They just had like they didn't have like they don't even have to do it for like up until game 7. They don't even have to do it for a full game. They just have to close, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And that game 7 is going to be that the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't show they could do that a whole game. So, like it just the fact that they're out now that they lost makes a certain amount of sense. Even more, and that I feel like that whole not willing to fight had more to do with than the fact that like they didn't have answers for Jokic, and like Jamal Murray can get off because like that was always a thing anyway. And like you said, it's a different thing now if they're playing like LeBron and the Lakers because, and granted, like I feel like the Lakers do have some dogs. Like I would consider Rondo,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
Not Dwight Howard so much, but he plays the bully role very, very well. But like I feel
I think in terms of like the dog of the Lakers, like the competitive dogness of Rondo and LeBron, like no exaggeration. That's like 4 people for another like legitimately though. Like we've seen it from Rondo for years, and I don't like calling him playoff Rondo because you like if you exclude every regular season except the season with Dallas, it's regular season and playoffs. He has like the same mentality going forward the whole entire season. You know what I mean? So Rondo is that way, and then of course we know LeBron's that way because like LeBron's like a passive aggressive dog. Like he is a dog, but like he ain't gonna be up in your face and doing nothing about it. He just gonna like, okay, I see what you did right there, and then dunk on you, and then look at you like you're beneath him. Like it's like that's just what LeBron does. You know what I mean? But like AD, generally speaking, he's soft. He's brittle. He's soft. He he's just a soft guy is what it is. Kyle Kuzma, we don't gotta say nothing about it. KCP, meaning he is KCP. He's like a good for us. Everybody after that is just like not dog like role players. And Danny Green's just like Danny Green's not necessarily like a dog, but he's not soft by any means. You know what I mean? But like with Danny Green, Rondo, Danny Green, Rondo, and LeBron, like that's like for that like in terms of there's a dogness about them. That's equivalent to like other people's teams, right? But like right now, I mean, LeBron's winning a championship. No matter who was coming out the West, no one in the East was gonna win. Like whoever wins the West is going to be an NBA champion. LeBron James and Lakers are winning a championship this year. I thought the Clips were gonna win, but that was also
they showed us.
Yeah, I mean they showed us, but also that was like pre-bubble, and I think they had a lot of energy guys on their team. Like there are a lot of role players who excel, like extreme role players who excel with like the energy of like the crowd. That's and like this is the first time we're ever seeing the bubble like situation. So like it was like I was completely wrong, but I couldn't base off anything. I'm not saying really excuse, but it's what it is. You know what I mean? But like it turns out that's just what it was. But like the Lakers, they just gonna win. like the Nuggets, it's not a bad matchup, but they're about 2 years away, a year away, 2 years away. I'm gonna say about 2 years away from legitimately winning an NBA championship or being in the competition to be able to win one. But
wow, that I think that they're the only reason why they're not winning now is because of like the great upper half of players that we have. And by that I really mean like what we thought the Clippers were supposed to be and LeBron being in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I think LeBron has 3 more years on that contract.
Yeah, but also let's not say like LeBron. Like, so like we've never seen anything like LeBron in terms of like productivity when it comes to like his age. You know what I mean? But let's not get it twisted. At some point, he's gonna drop off, and it's probably gonna be the next 3 years at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's 2 years. Like if it wasn't for LeBron being that scary, I think Denver's showing us that they are good enough to be like, yeah, it's a very big possibility that
Even right now, like the last game they took them to the last second. You know what I mean? So like they're gonna be nice. Like they're gonna be nice, and like Michael Porter Jr. can do nothing but get better. They have workhorses, like legitimate workhorses, and they probably would have been a higher seed if Harris wasn't injured. You know what I mean? So like they have, so like in terms of looking into the future, then if you're a Nuggets fan, you're happy. Like you're very, very happy, and you know they're not going to do anything but get better. Now Grant is a unrestricted free agent this upcoming offseason, but like that's like it. But he is key, but like that's like it though. But like he's key, but he's the kind of player you can replace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're franchise players, right? So the Michael Porter Juniors, the Jokic's, the Murrays, Bol is like gonna give Bol some actual regular season minutes, like get into the form of things and whatever. He's gonna be solid. You know what I mean? So like on the come up, they're here. Like I'm not gonna say like they're in the future, but like they're here right now. But like in the next year or two, they're gonna be stupid nice. Barring injury, of course.